One of the most performed shows in America, and it's bringing to life Dr. Seuss's most famous characters and stories musically. And joining me this morning to talk about the Crosse Community Theatre's Seussical Jr. is the director Stacy and stage manager Caitlin. Thank you for joining me this morning.
Thanks for having us.
Jinx. So tell us a little bit about Seussical Jr.
Seussical Jr. is the story of Horton. Everybody knows Horton. He hatches an egg and he finds a clover with a bunch of who's on it. And it's how they've mixed those two books together, those two stories together, and he runs into Maisie LeBird, who lives in that tree.
So it sounds like a lot of moving parts. How did you kind of organize this with a young cast?
Have you ever tried herding cats? Similar to that.
Herding penguins.
We have 30.
That's Penguin Project.
Penguin Project is the name of the what would you call it? The
program.
The organization that we work under. Caitlin, tell us a little bit about Penguin Project.
Yeah, so Penguin Project is a national organization, so there are theaters all over the country that do the Penguin Project and our replication sites for it, and it's really about giving equitable opportunities to kids with disabilities to have their time to have the spotlight on stage, because there are different challenges that come with that. Things like lighting colors that could cause dizzy spells, no blackouts because that could be a trigger. For our show, we'll be using only sign language applause because cheering and applause is a trigger for one of our penguins. So just making those accommodations and creating a space for those kids who might not typically be able to be in a regular theater setting or not have people who understand how to work with them and really create a magical piece, Penguin Project provides that opportunity.
That is really beautiful. And what has it been like working with the cast?
Magic. That's all I can ever describe it as.
It's fun because it's kids and they're imaginative and they're creative and they're high energy and they're wild and they've got lots of good questions and they're just in the moment all the time. And it's also really, really gratifying because you get to a point in a rehearsal process where things have to start coming together or you're not going to have a show. And every single time, even as a regular, like an adult actor myself, you get to this point where you're like, this is not going to happen. And every single time I'm surprised at my own shows, but this show, it's just so, like I've cried like 12 times this week and we've only had 2 rehearsals. So at rehearsal, not like in my regular life, like it's so wonderful. It's just so cool. It's really, really neat.
And I'm sure the audience will be right there with you. So why do people need to come see this?
For the good time.
Yes.
Come for the good time.
Come for the good times.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. And you guys kick off next week. So as they say in the theater world, break a leg.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining me this morning.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Carly.